Hello friends, today we're gonna make Snickers Macarons. Shells dipped in chocolate are topped with caramel and Snickers bars, and the macarons are filled with a salted caramel buttercream and a special nougat filling. So perfect for the Snickers flavor and texture. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. We're gonna start by sifting together the almond flour, the powdered sugar, and cocoa powder. Set it aside and let's make the meringue. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add the sugar and egg whites. If you have been watching my videos or reading my recipes, you know that I've been adding egg white powder to all of my macaron recipes. However, this time I'm skipping it because the weather has been really dry where I am. Whisk the sugar and the egg whites over the double boiler until the sugar has completely melted. You can test by touching the syrup with your hands, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the syrup to an electric mixer and begin by whisking on low and then gradually increase the speed to medium and then to medium-high. Whip the meringue until stiff peaks have been achieved. The peaks should be shooting straight up and not bending down to the side. I'm going to transfer the meringue to this bowl so I can show you the macaronage process a little bit better. Pour the sifted powdered sugar, almond flour, and cocoa powder into the stiff meringue and add brown food coloring if desired. Then start folding with a spatula. We're going to fold the batter until we achieve the perfect consistency. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. You should be able to pick up some batter with the spatula and draw several figure eights with the batter that's dripping off the spatula without having it break up. And then, even after it breaks up, it still continues to fall off the spatula slowly. Let's transfer the batter to a piping bag filled with a round tip. To pipe, you should place the piping bag directly 90 degrees over the center of each circle template. Apply gentle pressure for 3 to 5 seconds and then pull the bag up, twisting quickly at the top. Bang the tray against the counter to release any air bubbles. And also use a toothpick to pop any remaining air bubbles on the surface of the macarons. Let the tray sit so the shells will dry for 20 to 40 minutes. You know that the shells are ready to be baked when you can touch the surface of a macaron and it seems dry to the touch. Bake the macarons in the preheated oven. I bake my macarons at 325 Fahrenheit. After 5 minutes baking, rotate the tray. Again, not all bakers have to do this. Depending on your oven, you might not have to do this. If I skip this step, my macarons will come out lopsided. You'll know the macarons are done baking if you try to move a macaron and it shouldn't feel jiggly. If the macaron is still jiggly, keep on baking. If not, you can remove it from the oven. Now we're going to make the caramel sauce. Place the sugar in a saucepan over medium heat. Stir constantly to help the sugar melt evenly. As soon as the sugar has completely melted and the last bit of sugar crystals have dissolved, lower the heat and quickly add the heavy cream. Be careful because it's going to bubble up. After a few seconds, the bubble should subside. At this point, you can add the butter. And you can also add salt if desired to make this a salted caramel. I forgot to add the salt, but you can totally go ahead and add a little bit. When you see that the butter has almost entirely melted, remove the pan from the heat and continue to stir for a minute or so until the butter has completely melted. At this point, add a little bit of vanilla, stir to combine, and remove the sauce to a bowl or jar. Let the sauce cool down completely before using it on the buttercream. Whip the butter with an electric mixer on medium-high for about 1 minute until very creamy. Then add the cooled down caramel sauce and mix to combine. Lastly, add powdered sugar and mix on low until incorporated. Raise the speed to medium and beat for another minute. If the buttercream is too runny, you can add a little bit more sugar. Or if the buttercream is too dry, you can add a little bit of water or milk to make it creamy. Then we're going to transfer the frosting to a piping bag. Always keep the frosting covered so it doesn't dry out. Now we're going to make the nougat filling. In a small bowl, mix together marshmallow fluff and peanut butter until well incorporated. Let's set this aside for now and let's decorate the shells. I'm dipping each top shell in the melted chocolate. And then we're just going to let the melted chocolate set for about 5 minutes in the fridge. After that happens, you can place the little bit of caramel sauce left over that you have in a piping bag. And I'm going to drizzle some of the caramel sauce on top of the macarons. And then we're going to place a little piece of cut up Snickers bars on top of the macarons. And finally, we're going to top it with chopped peanuts. To fill the macarons, pipe a ring of salted caramel buttercream on each bottom shell. And then spoon a tiny little bit of the nougat filling in the middle. And top with a decorated shell. Here I'm using gloves because I really don't like fingerprints on the chocolate. Let the macarons mature in the fridge for 24 hours before serving. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. For the full recipe, go to my blog piesandtacos.com. I'm going to put a link down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!